Hey there folks, welcome to this video. It's General Notice where I kick off the week by talking about what's coming up on this channel and a couple of things from the world of motorsport. Let's get on with it, shall we? And starting off with the channel this week, expect NASCAR at San Diego, F1 Austrian Grand Prix, potentially some supercar stuff, some Super Formula stuff, some TCR stuff, IndyCar for Road America, a preview for next weekend's ERC round in Rome, and also a review for the Acropolis Rally. Next General Notice should be next Monday. Maybe something with CSRE, I know I've been saying that for a while. But as I get more experience with the F1 26 game, I'll be able to give more thoughts. And since I've sailed past the launch window of that now, may as well do a proper dive on it. So let's talk about that at some other point. But let's talk about what's been going on in the world of motorsport. I'm going to start off with 9-time World Rally Champion Sebastian Loeb. Loeb has returned to Rallycross, or he will be returning to Rallycross in about 2 months' time. Loeb is going to be hosting around the European Rallycross Championship at the end of August, and Sebastian Loeb will be behind the wheel of a Peugeot 208. Looking forward to seeing that. Not least because it's ticked off one of my predictions for EuroRX and the World Rallycross Cup for this year, which was there was going to be a WRC driver that would make an appearance. Did I expect it to be the most successful one of all time? No. Is it beneficial that it's the most successful of all time? Potentially. Makes it easier for me to go, oh, that person was definitely a rally driver before they were a rallycross driver. Because there are some others where it's like, oh, were they this or were they that before? But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how he does there. I've been liking EuroRX. I recently watched the Riyadh round, and I'm 3 weeks late to it, but I've recently watched it. It was a good watch. The review should be out by the time that this video comes out, so my thoughts are more there if you want to look at it. But this is nice for Rallycross. You just need to make sure that when that new generation of supercars launches in a couple of years' time, they do it right. Because one of the things right now is I'm seeing some momentum stall out for WRC 27. Starting to make me a little bit concerned. But let's jump across to some stuff for the future of rallying, which is that the candidate event for the United States Rally took place last weekend. FIA and WRC promoter used bits of Tennessee and Kentucky as part of the venue. They also had a look at one of the rounds of the ARA, the Southern Ohio Forest Rally, and they were impressed, which is perhaps unsurprising. Rally America, or now the ARA, is quite successful. The problem that you have with the US is so many different associations doing similar things but differently. It's not like your traditional FIA structures. You know, you've got FIA, and then in the UK we have Motorsport UK. I mean, we do have other organisations that are other sanctioning bodies like the RTDA, but in the US you're like, okay, is it the SCCA? Is it, in this case, ACC US? Is it NASCAR? Is it IMSA? Is it IndyCar? Is it USAC? There are so many different organizations. But it looks nice what they've ended up picking out. Also suggested that they'll be potentially looking at Knoxville for the service park as well. I think it would be nice if you could find something that is crossing state borders. Because the problem is, the US has got so many different places that could host great rallying. I mean, they all have different characters as well. Like, if you go up towards New England compared to something deep south, compared to something Midwest, compared to something, let's say, Texas or Colorado, compared to, heck, California's got 2 or 3 different locations you could probably use. And then all the way up in Washington State, we have the Press on Regardless, which was the round the WRC back in the 80s, 40 years ago now. It'll be nice to be somewhere different. I think it'd be nice if they find a way of being able to rotate around where in the States the rally is, but I think covering 2, potentially if you find an area where you could do 3 or 4 states where they have somewhat different characteristics, you could do something like Rally Deutschland. One of the things I loved about Rally Deutschland past few years they had it before it became CER. And the CER was beautiful this as well. Distinct stages for distinct days. In Deutschland, you had the Saturday was always a Panzerplatte day, but you had the vineyards on the Saturday and the country lanes on the Sunday. CER, the Czech roads are very different to the Austrian roads, are very different to the German roads. Do something like that. That's great. Heck, when Rally Sweden would hop across into Norway, or when Rally Poland would hop across into Lithuania, you had something slightly different. Similar-ish, but different enough that it was a different challenge for drivers. But let's talk about the future now, and more talk about the present. Over the weekend was the Donegal International Rally, and tragically, a 15-year-old boy was killed, a spectator, following an accident. A report that I've seen from Dirtfish is that it was reigning champion Alan Devine who went off the stage on stage 12, and looking at broadcaster RTE, they've named the victim as Tad Callahan Carter, 15 years old, just finished his junior cert. Yeah, he was there just watching the rally, and it's really tricky, to talk about motorsports, because we all know motorsports can be dangerous, but it doesn't mean it should be. I think the response that the Gardaí and Motorsport Ireland have had, and the local organisers and local politicians had, is the correct one. Cancel the remainder of the event, launch an inquiry and investigation. And the response of the rallying community has been good as well. They've been like, okay, fatal accident, child's been killed, do not circulate this. And it's great to see the motorsport community come together in that way over a tragedy, because, I think back to countless things in previous years. The crash in Argentina earlier this year that killed spectators. And in fact, it was one of the pages, it was like, don't share footage from this one in Donegal, that I saw share the footage from Argentina. I like to think that we as a community are always striving to be better and do better. And for me, that's evidence that we are. It's horrible to hear the situation, and my thoughts are with his family, his friends, his teachers, fellow students. I think that the motorsport community is feeling that. It's shocking, and it should never not be shocking. Tragedy should not be, considered, okay, that's part of the thing. I hope that there's a full investigation, as is already underway, and that we know what could be done as a result. Be better and do better, and has memories. But thanks for watching, folks. Thanks for joining. Thanks for your support. I'm sorry that I'm ending it on a sad note. I just wanted to get this out there. I have a passion for the island of Ireland. I'm part Irish myself. And hearing that a young sporting fan was truly taken in an accident, there are no words. Wish for all the best for everybody, including people who are still recovering from that accident. And yeah, whilst accidents happen, whilst freak accidents happen, we should always strive to be being better and doing better. And yeah, like I said, I hope in his memory we continue to. Okay. Bye for now, folks.